welcome. Greetings in Islam. We're going to continue. It's late night chat. Very late night this time. But I'll try to speak out. Okay, as we can see, we got the La Florida, which is the south. And we get a lot of history from this, from the histories of, what his name is, Cabaza de Vega, which he write about Mustafa Asamoah, known as Estevan. And if you get the original version, which I might translate one day for the internet, and you'll see that the stories were just as similar as the ones in South America, dealing with the holy wars between Moors and Christians. They ain't translated as such, but we're going to get the truth. As you can see, Tuscaloosa. We got Akusi again, Arkansas. We got Bahia, Rome of the Blacks, this time instead of Marpequina. And we see right there Ajax. And you see Del Oro, Rio de Oro, which is the river of gold on the side. You see Meshi, which is the Moabite king, which we always tell people that's what Mexico really is saying, the country of Mexi. We got some Aztecs. Depictions. Well, that's why I think he making chocolate, if I'm mistaken. And a depiction of Quetzalcoatl. And you see that cap. That's Carthaginian with their own twist to it. We have Moors and Guinea, and South America, Guinea. You see him dealing with the medical. See them more in the window. And here we have the display in Washington, D.C., showing you that they know what it is. And all these is names of old Moors and place names in America. And titles and stuff like that. You see Bahia right there. Look at Aladdin. You see how they got Ali. Al-Bedok. Al-Chimia. Alexander. I think a lot of these Moors been in the original United States, the rulers behind the scene. Al-Khali. Some of these is like names like Arabia, Araba, Arab, Antioch, Ansar, Anese, Anna. Look like Amara. And really they got my alphabetical order. Ben Ali. Ben look like Ben Hur. Even Ben Hur get one. Aleppo, Al-Eppo. You see Al-Shia. The manuals do not deny the existence of the kingdom of Zeus. The manuals is a mistranslation that's supposed to say the archives and annals. Integrated into Morocco, they place it south of the Atlas, which is, overseas. And they declared that it produced sugarcane. They declared that whose cultivation required hugest amount of water. To justify it, it is said that the Sahara, at least on its western coast, was a very beautiful land in the 15th century, crossed by large rivers, today very modest oids. So much has changed that even the islands disappeared, sighted at every step by navigators, regulars of Island Mar, Poniente, Guinea, and La Mina, long before Columbus was born. So all these places is dealing with the Americas. And she said they basically been trying to place this in Africa, but the rivers don't match up. Sugar cane need water, so it's too dry when they try to place it. And they justify it by saying the Sahara used to have been more like the area that we know that is actually at the Kingdom of Zeus and Mariecos and stuff. And they say specialists of prehistory archaeologists placed the dissociation, which is the drying up of the Sahara, around 4,000 years ago. So that means it couldn't be these places, because this ain't 4,000 years ago. It's just a couple hundred. An opinion shared by geologists, so even geologists debunk that Alan Mar, Poniente, Guinea, and La Mina would be other than the America, Kingdom of Zeus. Fogger tour guide presents the Saharan Mogador as a sugar center in the 16th century, informing the 17th century tariff that the sugar of Barbaria competed with that of Madeira, Brazil, and the Canary Islands. In 1637, Muli Muhammad El Sig was titled Emperor of Barbaria's King of Fez, Sus, Dara, Tifilete, with the kingdoms of Guinea, Gago, Timbuktu, which is our Timbuktu, and the province of Haha, Duquela, and Tamizla. So this emperor, I think this has been the last emperor too. 1637, Muli Muhammad. Yeah, we had talked about that in the last video before the last one. And what I find is Duquela, which is somebody using his name. So that means this place that exists, we got a street called Juan Luis Duquela, using that as like Duquela of Duquela. So that's what I find from that. And Tamisis, which I believe was the old Tamizna, dealing with that area. And I think a castle we're dealing with Gago, another name being used, but we find a kingdom misplaced today. All these kingdoms, because he been king of, so they should be missing. They hide this type of shit. And we already know Ghanea and Lamina, which is the mind, which means the mind, literally the mind. And got a couple of those because we talk about minds here. Susa, and I believe it's the leftover Sus. It turned into something like a small town, as usual. So let's continue. Ulysses was able to found Lisbon, but the homeland of Calypso could not be west of Canary Islands. Hannon, which is Hannon Bay or Hannon Navigator, crossed the columns of Hercules, the straits, to navigate probe in hand between lows and reefs until reaching the south of Senegal, fighting with the wind and the sea for not giving in Poniente. So the sea, just by trying to get to Senegal, leaving the strait, the sea wind led them and pushing them towards the west. And that's what she used as evidence to say that that may have happened to many navigators trying to go through the strait and go to Africa, especially Moors, because they always had control of the straits, going back to the times of ancient Egypt. So that means they had to control the straits for a reason, to keep people who they didn't want to come through and to keep control of the world trade. His brother Hamilcar, dipping in Quilbo between Fijo and Barbate, which was a bunch of islands off the coast of Portugal. Port of Allende until the 16th century, sailed later visiting lush forests. The earth was left over in silver next to gold. They told him it was called Tartessos. Since then, we seek the kingdom of Argentanio, which I believe we get Argentina from today, between the Gaudiana and the Guadalquivir. And we know the Guadalquivir is in the streets. But we got a Quivir, a new Quivir, in North America too on the old maps, right next to Grenada. Without asking geology for help, nor philology. Between Trujillo and Magdalena, there were 3 cartridges in addition to Cartagena. So basically, she was saying that a lot of the stuff that we believe with Hanno, and Hamilcar, adventures that have been allegedly taking place in Africa, that we know it. We got to rethink those stories. Some more pictures of the ancient one. You see the red, look like he got a coat version. But as you can see, he been running around naked all the time like that. Had on clothes too. You might think he been European if you see him with the button up down, out the feathers. But that's just how they want you to think. Moors are anywhere around, anywhere we go. No matter what land mass you're on, no matter what planet you're on. And you can see them giving out gold for probably some foods and clothing and stuff like that they want. They have so much gold, they didn't really value it like we would look at it as a value. Just like give it away for nothing. We got so much. And that's what Lamina. And you see them planting the flag because they had to make a deal with somebody. Made him king of that region of New Spain. And it's the color version of that one I showed earlier to show, the different tones of complexions that just like we got today in America. And this Columbia region ancient, which been Cartagena, Carthage. And they get ready for shipments. See, they get ready to go to the ports. The ports, yeah, the port cities and the port coastal areas to supply the material to the malls, and the malls gonna get them shipped out to the Europe, and that's how the world been running for a while. So people started messed the operation up, and all the stuff that been inside the inland, been like the fruits and the stuff that they collected in operation, and ain't no boy been getting in line to mess with these people while the malls been controlling the ports. Just the protections that been all laid out in treaty. You see the different, like I said, these little clothing type things right there. They're gonna show you some more Americans with that. That's it right there. And yeah, see, we see Mecca was once there. And a random picture. I think I got this in color, but I'm pretty sure that's a red cape too. I mean, you see him with the jewelry, like walls too. And it's from that same painting with painter who they don't know that I know him painter, but he draw this too, and the Montezuma one. And I believe all these paintings is from over here. I believe he come over here and draw the different malls. But this one is listed in the museum as an African or something like that. But we know what it is. There's another painting from him. I think he just draw all the people he see walking around. And he got on some of the same thing. That's the Montezuma one, but that little thing right there too show me. But his crown different. And he don't got robe and his scepter, he just got a bow and arrow. So he might just be a civilian or somebody who work in the court. And this probably been a Sharife. And there's another one. That's why I said I think this artist just came over here and draw the different folks that he see. There's another more from over here, Sharife, and look, all of them had that on their ankle. I'm gonna go all the way too far back to the Montezuma one, the one who I believe was Montezuma, but this artist is unknown. They got like inside a museum, and I think in Slovakia or some shit. A bunch of this painting inside a big ass, look like a old Moorish castle, and a bunch of these paintings, and they name them themselves. But I find drawings that's similar to these paintings, and I connected from the outfits and the different things, and putting two and two together and say this artist been in Peru drawing people. Art in Africa has the paintings, the people in the mansions who modern day people put, but they gonna tell you that from unknown artists. So I want to know how they know what an artist been. They ain't got no information on these paintings, just got these paintings. So that means it's under very heavy investigations from me. So I ain't leaving the store unturned. And you can see they got the same little, they all had that little stuff on the side that hang down. In different versions of it. Hers more like a Montezuma one. You ain't got nothing, but we can see them Moors always had them pearls. And them pictures you look and see. But you got the Jaguar. Oh shit. and another one they call more of the Orient. They try to put him in the East, but we know better. We definitely know better. He got the same thing, the little cloth on the side, right? Got a crown similar to the Montezuma one, the bigger crown. You know, you see those little feathers. Call him more of the Orient. On the picture, yeah. Ian Konik, King of the Orient, the Moors, King of the Moors in the Orient. So they basically call him Jesus, you know, King of the Jews or King of the Moors. We have a story you won't go with. They call that boy King of the Moors in the Orient. He ain't got the little leg thing, but I like how he got this, that right there. 2 stones, fine silk, fine threaded silk. He got his cape, of course. And he holding the arrow too. So that might just be a noble thing. You see, you got your jewelry. And then look at the background. This look like Brazil. This don't look like nowhere else like America with the palm trees right there. You see another Indian. See, they always say this. It's got to be the same artist, and he's trying to make it like he drawing 2 different groups of people in the same area, drawing the nobles. You can see you got the same little leaves everywhere. You got the same crown as the Montezuma one in that earlier pic on the last video. And that's what giving it a dead away. Dead giveaway, because I look at a lot of paintings from Moors and nobles of what we know as Africa, allegedly Ethiopian kings and all that. They all got different ways as dress. Gotta pay attention to the detail. We see again the thing hanging down the side, the do-rag hanging on the side. And we know this American based off the sound Atalapa. Big chains. And I like that. You got that one hanging. The noble thing supposed to make noise when he walks so people will know noble coming through. And you see the big hand, the background with the palm trees. And that would make me think they try to play games with this one as in the Orient, as we're supposed to say the East. But East to who? It look like German. So that would be the Americas. And we see West Indian King and the West Indian King. Just like I was saying earlier in the last video, they became West Indian kings based off the facets of the crown later. So we can see these Castor paintings show early America. We already had the different, all kind of different collections of people here. And not as slaves from Africa, just here living in life. You see, on the cover of that thing, you see the dawn, you see how that boy got his, you see how that boy got his coat and everything, he clean, you know. This America. These moles been here for a very long time. They just call them everything under the sun today, except for who it is. And these little shit be making the woman, the so-called black woman, the mortar, making her angry and shit. Making her like she fighting her husband all the time. Sick with it, man. And a lot of these, they'll call him, it's hard to find the ones that call somebody like him an albinist. But there are some out there that call him albinist. So the Spanish been real with it. They been real. See, got her angry and shit. A good but I'm got him like this. It look Like some say Castilla. You already know they're the culprits. Hell, pause. Look like peace. Like a Grenadian. Grenadine or something. En Espanol and en Negro make a mulatto. Some of them calling her Negro, some of them calling her Mora. And they had basically been just dealing with status, just like the day we tell you ain't really dealing with complexion, it's dealing with status on some caste system. Some Moorish women in South America, or the islands, I think it's the islands, which is what they call West Indies. The culture, so it's a culture. So many different, break everybody down so much that, and I know they ain't got, I know they got the baby tie up like that, man. Strange ass people, and it's India. She's India, and the male would be Indian. And you deal with the Spanish. Mestizo and Indian will make a lobo. So that man, so he's a mestizo. So he already a mestizo. They had levels to this shit, man. They had 1,000 levels to this shit. Weird shit. We think we got it. See, man, what you would call that, what, France or something like that? But nope, American, Moorish American. Another one. And they say a Negro, a black, and a mulata, which is feminine for mulatto, produce sambo. They play a lot of games. But where we from, these ain't two different people. In our families, we got people who look like her man, her and job. So you can tell us we different people within our own families. What the fuck? Ain't got nothing for this one. I don't see no words. But these some interesting stuff to go through. You see who in America. These people been in America. They ain't just come in. Yeah, they say the sambo. So their man's the sambo. Or her. Yeah. And mulata. So they breaking them down even more. Cow, palmiato, something like that. Shit that we don't even use today. And we got the castles of Montezuma and the Aztecas. In the same fashion as the Moors of Morocco and West Africa. Yeah, West Africa. Late night. You already know in Northwest Africa they use like Pueblo styles, just like in the west of America and any other so-called desert areas and stuff in the world. Some more architecture, geometry. Definitely like Savoy and Cortez and stuff like that. They call us a Moorish balcony. And architectural book dictionaries You already know Moorish architecture in America. Brazil, I think. All the islands. Let me see if I can read that. You know, look like it say no place, so I don't know. People always been over here. People come over here and find you here and try to tell you about just who you was. Medellin. You see them shifting through the rivers for gold or pearls, something like that. The Rio Guadalupe River in Medellin, Colombia. And that's why I be saying what the Rio Negro. You start to call people Negro and black based off this right here. Based off the fact that there have been tribes around this river that have been dark skinned tribes. So they'll have names like, he'll have a name like Juan de Negro based off the fact that that's where he from, near that river. And over time, it just became like as a stubborn people name for real. And then it get worse, it became as if you can be that, your identity. So that's, that's the theory that makes the most sense to me on why we got that name, which don't make no sense. So it's a cool picture you seen with the poncho. I think that right, they've been talking about some American Moors. That they use the term Moor inside this book. I'm talking about pictures of them, the habit of a Moor, and they jump to straight people who like this with just like minimal clothes on and stuff. We'll see. Yeah, as we see, remember those one I showed earlier with the Moors had these on. You see one with the parrot that symbolize Colombia, one of those Amazonian places. showing stuff like this. So the book really about like showing different habits of Mars. And Grenada, I believe, in the Caribbean. You can see the Mediterranean style in the city. I think this is an Grenada in the Caribbean. St. Vincent, something like that. So-called St. Vincent. And this picture lists her as a maroon. So that means she ain't take no shit from the colonizers. Did their own thing. That's Tunchi. Out the Cherokee. And call us one dream on green. But as you can see though, we got the royal fish is on in this day and time. You got like he's some admiral. Arrows in the back. This is from Martinique, the island of Martinique. See her with the turban and her red cape. Which would be a superwoman or a hero. A male version would be a hero, which they get the word hero from. The original word just means head of the household. As you can see, it's all over, baby. That turban. And the noble pearl. We gotta start getting back to those things like that. Next time you take a picture. And see us with the coronas, the crowns. And that come from enlightenment with the crown chakra. Just like the energy fields in on top of a church, something like that, that you can see sometimes, and illuminating from that point. You see the birds flying around. Um, the If you see them flying in like a ball, they will all get in a ball, flying in unison. That means the soul is trying to get to a unit or source of oneness. That's why they be able to do that, birds and stuff like that. And again, Etruskia, or the Aegean, Grecia, what people call Greeks, Armenians and stuff like that. What are you doing? I don't know. And we got Cortez acting like he the god, and they following the gods of Europe. Cortez acting like Quetzalcoatl. You see again the red rope cape. You see, everybody got this turban. It's a worldwide thing. These some more pictures of South America in the old days. She holding a red thing. Punishment in the town square. There was always wars among Moors. And how do people did take advantage of that? But what should we get put in today? What's the lessons we learned from that era? You can see the ones at the top. Boy, they got all military outfits. And beautiful mountains in the back. All the Andalusian styles, houses. And we got the punishment. these guys probably next are probably already get punished. They might write about this butcher and add all kind of words like slavery and African and stuff like that to it, but we don't really know. Could be somebody who goddamn touched a child the wrong way and they doing something about it. So don't let them fix the narratives. And you see most we can carry around like Tika around this bitch. South America. See the Berbers. They can carry around a palanquin. They call it a Tika. So South America. Got the red rat. All of them had that red wrap. Could have been half naked, but they got the red wrap on the head. It means something. This man right there got a whole team. Some more from India. Eastern India. You already know they've been fighting British, something like that. Stop and take a picture. The Surgeon Army, the rebels. And you got two groups of Moors up in that wall. And places like Asamor, Mariecos and stuff like that. Venezuela. And we see they call this Abyssinia and Ethiopia, based off the seas of the empire. But as you see, still Moorish, a turban, whatever. So you want both sides here. And you got the sea over here, call it Ethiopic Sea, to show both sides. And this on the Canary Islands, a statue. And this showing how they believe, like I've been saying in the last video, that these rivers foot like a puzzle over each other. You see one river right there from Africa all the way in South America. One right there, one right there. They know that thing been like that since ancient times. And the terra incognito they getting from that map that I showed on one of those videos that had terra incognito, but they've been looking at that like that looked like more than the Africa that we know today, and they were right. They been in this shape. They had South America attached to that thing on the Moorish map. They had terra incognita right there. So this author used that map for his research. This author. And get into a lot about Brazil and South America and stuff like that in this book. Dealing with Atlantis and stuff like that too. One of the oldest maps of Portugal, 1519, and look how they draw the people. So already over here. And you see the Castilians with the West Indies and Portugal with the coastal parts of Brazil. And it's the Moro Rebellion. Look that up. And they got this Moro Rebellion, or the wars that lead up to them fighting the Vietnamese and everybody, the Moros all over Southeastern Asia, Philippines and stuff. Here we got ammonia crystal ball. And he been Almirante, just like of the sea, an admiral, just like the other crystal ball that we know, the infamous one. They show there have been a lot of admirals with this type of name and stuff. Some more Moors in the Africa. Which one? Don't matter, both of them. Got a red robe. And this a slave, one of the Andalusian Moors who've been caught up in the slavery thing. See, she got the chain on carrying the rice. stuff that we get from the slave stories and all that started. A lot of that started in Civil after the overthrow, and a lot of them been from here because they been capturing them from off these walls they been having over there and bringing them back to Andalusia. Or I say a lot of the so-called Afro Spanish that in Spain today, a lot of them is Americans, Moorish Americans by blood. So the year of return, they should come back, return back home. If they know what it is. And a habit of an Ethiopian, but everything Moorish. It's supposed to be Tartary, but again, turban, feathers, same things. And after we deal with these, gonna stop there. And Tiny, remember Tiny Roll and all that. And Canaanite goddess. And they find a middle urn found near confluence of Chenango and the Susquehanna rivers, Birmingham, New York, Punic and Egyptian style. And they find the goddesses on that thing, Tanit, the Carthaginian style, Punic. Tanit Astarte plaque from the Mediterranean. That's on the left, right? Carta around the 6th or the 4th century BC. Note the similarity in headdress. So one of these is probably from here, and they comparing it to the one in the Mediterranean that they find. Women all bright. And they find showing you the distribution of the tomb structure in the Susquehanna, Delaware, and West Hudson rivers. And a bunch of them, metal, inscribed stone, ceramic, or carved stone. So all these, they find different things. Perch rock, stone pile, standing stone, slab roof, group chamber. Chisel cane and stone wall complex. And just that area. So they ain't even, they just dealing with one sector. So you can imagine all of us in that one sector. We just walk on top of the ancient world. Don't know. And Dr. Fell interpreted the markings as follow. The script is Tartessian, which is Iberian. The language is Iberic. Laba Kazalasa da Baha. Stand firm, on guard, parry, close in, and strike. And he used Arabic to translate that. For his vocabulary, he went to the Standard Arabic Dictionary. That's all it took. It worked. Let's see. They're writing in the same ancient tongue, just using different script, but they got the same source because it's all Canaanites. The incision of the Pemberton stone axe cannot be scoffed at. For further up the Delaware River, we have evidence of the stone inscribed with marking also believed to be Iberic. So that's why I say we should have been saying, calling America something like Automaticanos at that time, because we stole in the timeline here. You got to go through the timeline. So we got the Iberic script, and then it forms into later Iberic, and later up until we get that mixed language that we read earlier in the last video. Dealing with Estados Americanos, which got the Spanish and the Arabic flavor to it. It's a language not used today by anybody, which would make sense because that been written by Moses in 1786 in America. It's from a book. I can't remember which one, but the title already explained it. Goodbye, Columbus. Hello, Hanno. Because they find the same things that we find in Eskimos. That the oldest title of claim on this land is from Hanno, 500 BC, the Carthaginian, the Moors, the oldest record, and they know that. That's where that's from. And they got a whole, man, you see, most of the structures is around the rivers, right, hugging every river, and that's what all so-called African Americans look like. You're hard pressed to find anyone else like in them places we ain't nothing that, because we live near rivers. We attracted to these pyramids and mounds around these places too, like flies, like a moth. If you overlay a map, if you overlay this map over the population of the African Americans, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you overlay a map of the mountain pyramids over a map of the population of African Americans, you'll see it's something like moth, like flies. We attracted to them things and settle around them. So in books like this, it's good to learn how to read art, to read the fine details that they put in art, give you the clues. And right here they find one of the oldest versions of the Canine language over here. It showed that a lot of that we take over there. What was uncovered was mind-blowing. A series of word phrases which confirmed that centuries ago there were direct transatlantic contact between West Africa and the Mediterranean regions with South America, of course. Using the Google Earth remote sensing satellite, I captured a mass inscription carved in the surface of a 4,700 meter long. So they didn't even know how somebody without planes and satellites could create this without looking from high above to see if they, on point with the markings. But they did it. We did it mysteriously. And they find us in Uruguay. We got a doll, $750. Making money off your ancestors. They just make a doll of Esteban El Moro. Then they make sure they put the right thing. You see websites and stuff who talk about him will put Esteban the Black and the Negro and stuff like that. Playing the man. But whoever selling this, call him a Hopi, Esteban, a Moor warrior. And they sell it for $750. Just to show how you can people using your history and stuff. For that benefit, you should do it yourself. A copy of the Quran, the only book saved from the Union 1865 burning of that University of Alabama. Out of all the books in there, it's the only book that was saved. That's what said 1865 from the Union. So the Moors in the South had the Quran in that thing. So that for some random history. And I think maybe this the book that piece gave her. That's why I probably got this in me. And it's about the periods map. See that? And let's look at that. See the Punic. It's in the form of the more closely to the ancient, linked really closely to the ancient more poetic script. I wish I had a copy of that right now to show. You see the Libyan. which is close to the Berber and the Tiffany. See the Iberic, which was, it's the Iberian in different forms. And this other language right there, I don't even know what that is, but showing you all the different connections. And you notice the Hebrew, Canaanite word, way to say it, sin, lamed. And mem, Islam. Yeah, Amazite Tiffany, similar to that one. But they find all these in America, different versions of these languages. And I can start right here. I want to get to this. And I say Mora at the top. But this is a bust of Christopher Columbus. Google's the bust of Christopher Columbus. Well, number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the hat, you got the same look. Maybe you get the cartoon picture, right? Yeah, you got the bust of Juan Raphael Mora. Because the Mora family shield. But truth is stranger than fiction, I swear. But that could be somebody using the name Christopher and having Columbus as a title. So, the red and everything. And start right there. All right. We're going to see you next time. Hit one of these quick chats up and try to finish this off. There's a lot of pictures I'm about to take and put on my computer. So before I take them off my phone, I'll just have these little late night chats. We'll talk about it. A lot of miscellaneous random photos I got in these folders that ain't a part of no investigations I got going at the moment. Oh yeah, I got one that I'm gonna translate. It's the original document written by the one who been with Esteban the Moor when he come to North America. And those stories all over the place on Wikipedia and the internet. So we're gonna translate that ourselves, the original person who's been with him writing, and see what they say. They say, I already didn't start reading, so basically Wikipedia said they don't know how he died, as though somebody killed him. And they try to make him look like one of the natives up here killed him. So the whole time got us thinking that we killed him, man. The whole time. We'll get into what will happen when we get to that. But they say all the Indians been everywhere he go, he'll have a crowd of Indians from that spot that roll with him to the next spot. So he collected hundreds of Indians, so-called natives, from where they come from, New Spain, up until North America to look for the city of gold. And they said, yeah, hundreds of them boys with him. They said the people just been attracted to his charisma and stuff like that. And he been like a healer. He been a Morabito. That's why I'm trying to tell people he been one of the Morabitos who had these sciences. So they give him that respect. They say they bring him for a gift like 100 tortoises, pet turtles and shit, and women. Like shit for art. This shit real. This shit history. Nothing. Ain't no movies and nothing can touch real history. When they come to strangeness and drama and weirdness. And, like nobody can really point no fingers at nobody else really, because I got funny stories about everybody. Got the Moors, and what is Arroyo area, Paria, that we know in South America. So they say one time the Castilians they been or they were trying to buy some slaves or whatever from these Moorish tribes. So they gone and they said the Moors come with like 300 Moors or some shit, and they had the leader. They say even a white Moor on a camel, and they had 300 Moors surrounding them when they going to do their business and shit. They've been amazed at that because that been like something different for them. And another story, they say Columbus at that. In the Columbus story, one of his the testimony to the people who've been with him in the trials. So they say they find a couple tribes that had like leaders of the tribe, chiefs who've been so-called white. They say white like them, the Castilians. They say they've been shocked to see that when they come like, what the fuck y'all doing over here? They put over there. And they see these they thought they were just like Jesuits or something like that, because they had long robes, blonde hair, blue eyes. So you already know that I come with that Jesus shit. And they had us too. They say that would have been the chiefs of dark-skinned Indians or whatever they've been using terms like that. So we all been got up like that. We've been always giving out shit. They talking about like read countless stories. So we be too nice as a people. Bro. We've been just giving people shit when we see them hungry, huh? And next thing you know, we getting snatched the fuck out from the same motherfuckers. But they say they find tribes with, and they say they were multiple tribes when they all had like a low fucking, like they say, this shit's crazy, man. They all had these little Jesus and shit. You had some tribes or some Moors who've been against all that shit. And they said they had chased some of them motherfucking crackers too. They said they were trying to catch even the goddamn chiefs. The Jesus, they were trying to snatch them up and all. They said this shit, y'all was fucking better than movies. But anyway, sorry for fucking this end this right here. And peace in Islam. Till the next time.